All right, we're going last Instagram of the night. Ask us your questions below. Let's go. Here we go. We're posting it. Let me put it as a, hold on, let me pin it. IG Live with Anjali in the house. I love it. Hold on. Oh, no, I got to pin it. Hold on. Pin comment. There we go. Okay. Marion, where's Marion? Where's Marion? Where's Marion? Marion! Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay. Marion. Whoo! What a day. What a day. What a day. Okay. Get your questions ready. Pop them down below. We're
We're
excited to
back
make it
again.
happen. We're back. So let's see. This is the test to see, one, if Marion's iPod earphones last all the way through this. That's going to be the big test. If I win in my League of Legends game and get the silver, which is going to be very exciting, or not, and then answering questions. So I'm playing a game of League. Marion's going to pick the questions. He's going to answer them. I'm going to answer them. We're going to the next one. Did we finish off the last stream? We did? Yeah, we did. We finished that question.
Yeah, it was the
I had a question for you, though. Okay. Your Instagram bio says video marketing consultant or something.
That's the old one. Oh, damn. I got to go and change it.
We got to fix that. Video marketing consultant. I'm like bringing in Marion. Wait, video market. Every time I went to bring you in, I'm thinking like, what? Video marketing consultant? I was going to ask you, and then we got distracted. So, okay, good.
Yeah, it used to be that one.
You're not a video marketing consultant. I mean, barely.
No, I'm a client acquisition. That used to be back in the day.
Yeah, all right. Okay, pop your questions down below. We're going to get to them. Let's go.
I bought your book, however. I'm waiting for my bonuses. So
email your receipt to serve, S-E-R-V-E, at evancarmichael.com. And then if you've done that, check your junk mail.
I'm going to college soon. I love business and economics. Any advice? In terms of, do you want to start? Just maybe put another question more specific so we can help you much better. Go to college soon. I love business and economics. Any advice? I guess if it's regarding any starting a business, let us know exactly what's the question, and then we can get to it.
I got a quick one. I got a quick one for that. I would say one of the biggest benefits of if you're going to be in a college university environment is there's so many different things happening that if you're interested in something, drop in on it. Like join one of the clubs. If you are thinking about investment, right? Go join the investment club. That's how I started getting into dancing. I went to the ballroom club at my university, and now I own the largest salsa dance school, maybe North America, right? So whatever you're interested in, there's probably a club on it. There's probably a class happening just down the street on that thing. And you could just go, you're interested in psychology? Just go sit in on a psychology class and see. Is it interesting? Do you want to do more? Or is it, oh man, that's super boring. I hate that thing, right? So you're very rarely in that kind of environment where you can just quickly taste a whole bunch of different things. So it's great you're going for, I think you said commerce or something. Awesome.
Business and economics, yeah.
Yes, you're going for that, great. But if you get pulled in a direction, your head starts thinking, it'd be cool if I could do X, Y, Z. Pop in on that class, join that club, just to taste it and see if you like it.
How do you crush the psychology industry and make self-esteem available to all 18 years old?
Psychology, I love it. Okay, wait, how do you make it available to all 18-year-olds?
Yeah, how to make self-esteem available. I guess from a point of content more, how do you get into this psychology industry and make self-esteem available to all 18 years old? I guess, in my opinion, it can be a combination between, free content and then also paid gated content. It can be a membership thing every month when people join. If you are the expert in this, of course, it'll be a fastest track to it because you can start creating videos and talk about self-esteem and talk about different things within that industry to make people kind of understand and see like, okay, this is how you solve their problem and you are the expert and they listen to you and they watch you. And then for people that want more, you become the consultant, the coach, or just have a membership site where people can pay monthly and join. And pretty much it doesn't have to be just 18 years old. It can be anywhere from, 18 to 60 or 70, 80, doesn't matter, right? If it's online, and anybody can have access to it. And how to crush the industry, I guess, identify the competitors, who's doing it already, who's the top person, and then make a list of 5 to 10 of them, and then go and identify, you know, what they talk about it in their videos, what exactly they sell, right? I shared a couple different ways, like you can be the coach, the consulting, you can even have a podcast, for example. But if everybody else, like the big names are doing, I don't know, live events, maybe you can find a way. Well, now it's definitely not the good time for it, but now you can make an online event, maybe a summit or something like that. So I guess identify what the big names are doing, and then find ways to kind of put yourself and disrupt kind of the model a little bit.
My main champion just got banned. I can't play Teemo. This is not good. This is not good, Marion. I need to win this game, and I can't play my best champion. So I'm going to my backup champion. And we'll see if we can get a game. My two losses last week with Marion were on my backup champion. So let's see if we can pull out a victory today. I am trying to solve that same problem, not just for 18-year-olds, but for the world, right? I want all I do is psychology. All of my content is really psychology. All I'm trying to do is instill better beliefs, instill more confidence, instill more, positive talk inside you. I think the best way to do it at scale is through content. So 300 million people have seen my videos. If every day you watched content of somebody that's giving you more confidence, it's just going to happen. Like if you watched Marion's videos every day, you're going to get into funnels, and you're going to start marketing. You're going to start thinking business models, and you're going to start thinking, what's my next? It's just going to happen. You can't be around this guy and not start to think that way, right? And same thing, if you start hanging around Steve Jobs and AP Giannini and Oprah Winfrey and like some of the people that I profile on my channel, if you're around them every day, you're just going to start thinking bigger than what you are right now. But if you spend your time hanging out with the people who think small and negative and complain and are using this Corona time to slack off and do nothing, then that's what you're going to be. So at a mass scale, it's through content. On a more micro level, it's by helping, right? So like one-on-one, helping people, guiding them, mentoring them, training them, whether it becomes a coaching program or a live event like Marion's talking about. That's where you can go deeper with people, but you won't have a scale. One of the main reasons why I don't do really consulting is because I want to have scale. I don't want to help 100 people really deeply. I want to help the world. And most of that comes through mass content.
Love it. Hey guys, how do I divide my time between building myself and building my business when both are in place? What should be the priority? And I'm trying to understand if you were trying to say building my business or building yourself as a personal brand, or just...
No, I think I would go with like life. Let's go with
personal
life.
development. Yeah, okay. So I guess the business can only grow to the level that the owner is. So
oh snap! Look at that! Look at that, Marion. All right.
But no, but it's real, right? Like for example, if you don't invest in yourself as the business owner through courses, books, you buy coaching or you connect. Doesn't matter what level, right? There's no excuse. Like if you don't have the budget, cool, consume YouTube videos and all kinds of different podcasts and things like that. When you have a little budget, then you start investing into yourself first. I think, in my opinion, is investing in yourself first, because again, the business can only grow to the level that the owner is at. Right? You were laughing at it, and I didn't know why.
No, I like it. No, dude, it's good. I like it. It's like come out and hit you in the face. I like it.
But it's true, right? Like for example, I remember before I kind of started to go into consuming courses and consuming, getting sales training and things like that, I was maybe not able to sell more than 1 person out of 10. The moment you start getting better at it and you learn the skill and you close 3 out of it, right? Like if you're not the person to grow yourself first, you're not going to be able to coach your team. You're not going to be able to coach your employees. You're not going to be able to do anything at a bigger level unless you are able to grow yourself to kind of, and then of course, take everybody with you on the same. But I guess it's yourself first before the business.
Was the word balance in there though? I feel like you said balance. Did I just make that up?
I didn't know.
No, he didn't say balance, or
I
we
didn't
lost
say
it because it's too much. No, not you. The question.
Oh, in the question,
Yeah.
how do I divide my time between building myself and building my business when both are in place?
Right. Okay.
What should be the priority?
Yeah. So I don't know. As I hear the question, I'm thinking like, how do I balance my time between the two? And for me, it's a very personal question. Like, how much time should you spend working on something you love doing versus how much time should you spend with your mom? I don't know. How much time do you want to spend with your mom? Like, it's different for every person. I know that you don't want to spend all day with your mom every day. You don't want to spend all day with your wife every day. You don't want to spend all day with your kids every day. You don't want to spend all day on your business every day, right? Like, you don't want, oh, it happened.
It seems that my AirPods are not lasting. Like
we reached the max. It happened, ladies and gentlemen. It happened. So you don't want to spend all day doing any one thing, but it's unfair to match your version of balance against somebody else's. Like how much Marion wants to work out in the gym versus working on his business, it's up to him. And just because The Rock is spending 4 hours in the gym every day doesn't mean that Marion needs to spend 4 hours in the gym every day, right? So I think we are often creating these unfair expectations for ourselves for different things, and then you end up still not being happy. So what does balance look like for you? How much time do you want to spend on it? It's a personal question, and it's going to evolve. As you get older, as things change, as priorities shift, that will evolve, and that's okay. You evolve your schedule constantly to match, right? Your actions map to your ambitions constantly.
Evan, are you from Canada?
I am from Canada. What gave it away? My name? Carmichael is the Scottish name, actually.
I'm actually curious to see how would you say that you're from Canada. I'm actually really curious.
Probably the accent.
The accent?
Yeah.
I don't. Toronto accent? I don't think so, huh? Is
it? There's some differences between a Canadian and American accent.
Maybe I don't feel it yet.
I made a video on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on my YouTube channel. If you type in like Canadian accent, I made a funny video on it.
I gotta check that out.
It's words like about. When I say about, it's weird compared for an American. I don't know how Americans say about. You're not American enough, though, Marion. You're.
I'm not yet. It's only at the end of 2021 that's gonna happen. I'm still a resident yet, so I'm not even in papers. I'm
on paper. He's not American yet. He's working on it.
How to deal with a controlling parent that interferes with my personal growth and authenticity. Everything I do is scrutinized, and I'm very sensitive for their approval. I think we had this last week too, if I'm not wrong. So I'll repeat it. How to deal with a controlling parent that interferes with my personal growth and authenticity. So I think the first thing that we have to understand, and I can even go back to myself probably like 10 years ago, our parents, I guess they have their own version of what does it mean success for us versus what we think that success means for ourselves, right? Like my mom doesn't even know now what I do. Like at time to time, she kind of like once in a while, she's asking me, and what is it like? What do you do? What's gonna like? What are you gonna do after all this? And I said, after all what?
Once you grow up and get a real job, Marion, come on.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, I understand that she's not necessarily coming from a bad place when she asked that question. I think that the whole tipping point for me was when I proved, I left. I was 20 when I first left home, and I came to West, whatever. And then I moved to a couple other countries for a little bit. But when I proved that I can support myself with whatever I want to do, at that point, they were, okay, so he's fine. I guess a lot of times it's just the worry that we're not going to be able to figure it out ourselves, even though you know deep that you definitely can. They don't know it, and they're just used to, if they helped you with keeping you in school, if they helped you, right? Like they're just used to help you figure out stuff. And I think it's a way to kind of prove them wrong in a good way. Now, at the same time, if they still support you from a financial standpoint, at that point, it's a little challenging, because if they pay for the school, for example, and you need to be out of that, it's a little bit different. So I guess the only way to look at things is find a way and have a conversation with them and tell them that, hey, give me, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to be fine with me just following, what your dreams are. And I have a funny feeling that they'll understand. But of course, you can put a deadline to it. Like, hey, if I'm not able to figure it out in the next year or two, and you don't need to support me financially, I'm good. Well, if that's not happening, then, at that point, you have to kind of deal with it. So that's how I look at it.
I would be careful about telling them that I don't want to live your dream for me, or whatever the language was.
Oh, not with those words. So like, I just summarize it, not necessarily with those words. Yeah. So I take that back.
that last part might be a little, but yeah. So don't die. I'm gonna die. No, don't die. I died. Very sad. Anyway.
Damn.
Right. Yeah, rough, man. I'm not good on this, champion. I gotta get better. It's okay. It's okay, Marion. We're coming. We're doing it. It's happening. We're coming back. I gotta win this. Okay, so to Marion's point, your parents probably love you. So it's out of empathy, right? So have empathy for them. Have understanding for them. When your parents were your age, they didn't have the opportunities that you have right now. I would tell them that this is your dream and you have to do it. And if you don't do it, you're gonna regret it, at least knowing. And so you'd rather know and fail than not know, and you hope that they can support you through it. But you have to be very careful not to put them on the defensive. I think this is where a lot of people fall down. It's like, you don't support me, you don't want me to be happy, and you just end up getting into yelling fights, as opposed to being vulnerable. Like, show them that you're scared, show them that you're not sure it's going to work out, show them that you need guidance and help and you don't know what to do, but you know that what this path is not what you want to do, right? So that they're much more likely to show you love and kindness. But if you're coming at them with anger and hostility, they're probably not going to, just like if anybody comes after you with negativity and puts you on the defensive, it's really hard for you to stay positive and be the adult. To Marion's point too, if you don't like it, then are you willing to get off the payroll, and you're so passionate about making this thing happen? Great. You're not only asking for their support, you want their financial support. You want them to pay for everything, right? So stop asking for them to pay for everything, and figure out your own path.
Have you seen any spikes in engagement while using YouTube Live instead of regular upload? I know I tested YouTube Live at the beginning of last year. I haven't tested lately, but I haven't seen at that point any spikes into my engagement. Now, my channel was super small. It's still small now. So Evan, you probably had a better thing on this.
Yeah, YouTube Live is garbage. YouTube Live should be avoided. The only way to do YouTube Live is if you have, so for example, when I launched my book on Tuesday, I did a 3.5-hour YouTube Live, rapid fire Q&A for 3.5 hours until basically it was just me. So there's no break, right? So when Marion's talking, I can have a sip of water, I can take a little break. This is me talking for 3.5 hours, so there was no break. And I just burned my voice until that was it. But if you're trying to drive traffic to something, it can help, right? Like, hey guys, go buy my book, right? Let me talk to you about my book and what we're doing. Or in Marion's funnel language, that would be driving people into whatever funnel you want to then go off and get people into, right? Super, super smart, super helpful. When you go live, it also notifies your subscribers that you went live, and so they're more likely to join in. So from an immediate perspective of getting people to get eyeballs on something right away, it's pretty good at that. Almost every YouTube live video dies right after. So you're killing off the biggest benefit of YouTube, which is that your content lives forever. So the video is still up. It's not that like they take it down, but almost look at the organic results. Like, just go look at every suggested video. Go to anybody's video and then look down the side. You never see a live video. YouTube buries live videos. So unless you have an opportunity to just rapidly promote something, I would definitely not look at YouTube Live as an option. And I loved it. I was going live up to 8 times a day in previous years. I loved it. It's so much fun getting, like, Instagram Live became the better version of it because you can actually see people. But before that, I was just doing YouTube Lives constantly. It was so much fun. And
you would leave the videos public after you were going live, or you would put them unlisted?
No, I would leave it up. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't hurt your channel once it's up. So there's no point in really making it so unlisted. But it just you don't get enough oomph from the launch, and the videos don't last. So there's no point. Yeah, unless, again, if you're trying to drive, like, live can work into a webinar, right? Into a sales funnel. Guys, go check this out right now, right? That could be amazing. But for the most part, no. If you look for engagement, no.
What are you playing?
League of Legends. League of Legends. I'm in my promotions to get the silver. I lost. We won our first one. We lost our second one. And this is our third game, our last one, and hopefully we win. My goal is gold this season, so we're only in bronze. We need to work our way up.
What tips do you have to stay and feel positive in crazy unreal times? Positive mindset all the time. How? Yes, I mean, it's definitely a great question, and I think the first thing that we have to think about is that, well, number one, I don't watch the news ever at all. I'm not saying to not be relevant and check out some Twitter things if you want to, stay, but I never watch the news ever. It's just like it literally injects fear and negativity into it. Think about it, even before coronavirus, every time, if it's 5 p.m., 7 p.m., doesn't matter what time the news are, it's always negative stuff. It's never good stuff, right? So number one, I guess, just from a like kind of side tip in there, I never watch TV in general because it's not a good use of my time. So number one. Number two, you can always focus, right? Like whatever you feed your mind with, that's gonna just process. Like if you're just putting negative thoughts that come into it, like, yeah, we are in a tough time now, but you can also look at the good facts and the positive things of things. Like you can make an impact in your, maybe some of the family members there, maybe some of the elderly, maybe you can help some people with, doesn't matter what it is, if it's just a good, I posted at some 2 days ago in a Facebook group of mine, hey guys, if any of you had any struggles going through whatever is going on now, I'll put my 15-minute slot. It was for like 2 hours in there. If anybody need help with just a quick call, I just put in my calendar over there for like 2 hours, blocked for people that I could talk to, right? Just simple stuff, small little things that you can help other people that, they can go past this. It will make you feel better. Every time when you help somebody, it makes you feel better, and it empowers you to kind of, empower more and more people. So I guess always try to focus on how can you pivot? How can you do something right now that's not going to affect you, long term out of this entire thing? Think about that. It's gonna pass. Like it's not, it's not the end of the world. Like yes, it's, it's happening. It's bad things going on, but it's gonna pass. We're all in this together. We're gonna go through this. It's just a matter of time now. But whatever you're feeding your mind with is just gonna come back to you.
Was it specifically about coronavirus, or was it just in general?
So yeah, what tips do you have to stay and feel positive in crazy, unreal times?
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
So
like the coronavirus was not mentioned in the question.
Yeah, but it's kind of,
yeah,
that's what it's about. Okay, so I agree with Marion. I just make it a little bit more macro. So anything that causes you to be negative, you want to eliminate from your life as much as possible. So for Marion, it's the news. And I mean, I haven't watched the TV show in forever. I mean, we'll download every now and then, like Arrow and like some of those shows. But news, holy cow! I don't remember the last time I watched a news program. So it's great, but it's it's also the people, like who are the people in your life who are causing negativity that make you feel terrible, right? Like those people need to be cut out, or at least limited access to. And I think we're often too afraid to let go of some people in our life because we're worried that we won't have anybody else to kind of make up the gap, because one friend is better than no friends, right? So I think people really struggle with that. But anything that's causing you negativity, you need to start cutting out of your life ASAP. Then there's a void. Then you fill the void with positivity, whether that's YouTube videos, new friends, new activities, clubs, games, like something, whatever makes you feel better about yourself. I think it's an unrealistic expectation, though, to put on yourself that you want to be positive all the time. I mean, I have moments. Everybody will have moments. And especially if it's grief, right? Like if you lose somebody, it's okay to feel negative emotions. That's normal. But for the most part, you should be happy, optimistic, positive. I think that's doable. But it's creating that set of circumstances and environment for yourself to set yourself up to win.
Love it. How is marketing and social engagement different right now? I don't necessarily think, well, in a way, yes, the audience and the customers and the prospects have changed. For example, maybe your messaging needs to be not so aggressive as before if you used like a really aggressive approach before. But one thing that I really want to mention is you should not necessarily use the trend, hey, because of coronavirus, now you go buy my stuff. Like, I hate those ads. I just don't think they're really smart necessarily, because I see a lot of ads like, hey, because of this happening, now you have to buy my stuff. But not like, yes, even what I sell really matches the trend. I don't use that as a factor to instill more fear so I can sell it. Like, it's not. I don't believe that that's a good approach. In terms of how has it changed, it changed maybe a little bit the kind of the spectrum of, like, if you used to do some aggressive marketing before, and at the end of the day, think about it. It's not because this is happening right now. People don't want to see all the time things just about that, right? Like, that's why I say, yeah, I mean, you still need to make sales now. You still need to make content and whatever you are in for, because the world doesn't stop now. Especially people don't want to just focus on the damn virus. Like, they want to move on with their lives as fast as possible. And if you are there to whatever have a positive impact on that, you should focus on getting your message out and get more people to know about it. So yeah, that's my thought about it.
How has marketing changed, or how has social media changed?
Yeah, how is marketing and social engagement different right now?
I think it's becoming a lot more low key is not the word. Everybody's at home. So the number of people who are going live on Instagram every day is bonkers. It's
I've noticed
bonkers.
That, yeah.
We have a channel that uses people, like, that saves IG lives, because I got so upset that they were just disappearing from history. And Mark Zuckerberg went live yesterday for like the first time ever that I've seen him go live. Like, he never goes live. Kevin Hart went live. The usual guys are going live, but way more frequently, right? Like Mel Robbins and Grant Cardone. These guys were always going live, but now they're going live almost every day. And seeing the amount of new people who are going live who never went live before is bonkers. I love it. I think it's fantastic, right? I think it's great that people are now out sharing their story. And so it's a great testament to what people will do when they're faced with limitations, right? Like, they don't have their team, they don't have their office. What are they gonna do? They're not slowing down. They're not stopping. They're just shifting where they're spending their time. And instead now they're gonna spend it going online and making content. So there's some other people too, like Jocko Willink has been going live. I'm just trying to think of all the people like, oh man, that person went live. That's crazy. So that's what I think people are doing. They're taking it into their own hands. It's less polished. It's less perfect and pretty and beautiful and more real and authentic. And I think that's the opportunity when so many people are saying, oh, well, I can't do it now because my video editor's away, or nobody can come and film me, or I can't speak because speaking's, you know, all dried up. The people who are winning are the ones who are leveraging the tools that are available to them.
Love it. What's your thoughts about daily YouTube live sessions, even when no one shows up? So I've never done daily YouTube live. You just talked about it, and it's, you know, it doesn't necessarily help the channel at all. I did Facebook Live for 1 year. I did it for me, not for necessarily, I had a challenge in a group that I did. I think we started about 60 of us. We ended up like 6.
Wow.
Yeah, like if you were missing 1 day out of the 365, you were out.
Wow.
So, yeah.
60 became 6. That's
6 or 7,
wild.
something like that. It was mainly for me to get more comfortable and to help other people get comfortable on camera, raw. Like, right when you go live, you can edit it. You don't have time to prepare. I mean, you have time to prepare, but when it's live, like, you have to go. You can, you know, hey guys, I'm gonna wait until you guys are live, whatever. Like, you have to go straight into it. So yeah, back to the question. What's your thoughts about doing YouTube live? Yeah, I took your advice, and
Terrible. Don't do it. I think you should go live every day. It should be on Instagram, and then save it and download the video so you have content that you can put somewhere else.
Just bought your book, and
hey, congrats! Welcome aboard.
And I'm getting the signed version. The person that asked the question before, if you can repeat where they should send the screenshot, what email they should send the screenshot to.
Serve. Like, the book is called Built to Serve. So just the last word, serve. Send that to serve@evancarmichael.com. You can either send the receipt, or you can send a picture of yourself holding the book. Either one. And then we'll send you the bonuses. Just make sure you check your email after. It'll go to my assistant. She's going to check it. You'll be added in the next 24 hours, and then you get added to the bonuses. So check your spam.
How to deal with emotion, and how will you deal with 15 years of struggle? So I guess in terms of how to deal with it is the people that you surround yourself with, is the type of content and the type of things that you consume every single day will help you. You know, because if your friends are all positive, regardless of what, I mean, not regardless, but what you've been through, they're going to help you, you know, level up. But if you're surrounding yourself with people that, you know, are complaining, or they're not trying to get better, or things like that, if you're always in that type of environment, it's going to be hard for you to deal with it and understand, like, okay, you know, what are the skills that you can and what are the things that you love? If you're doing and practicing things that you actually love doing, and you feel really great when you're doing them, plus you add the whole thing of surrounding yourself with people that can help you and want you to win, right? Like, it's always, I look every time in my inner circle, every time, like, nobody that's at a higher level than you are going to say, you know, bad things in terms of, oh, you're like so wrong about this, like, you're not good at anything. Like nobody's going to drag you down if they're at a higher level than you. Like, that's like forever. Like, I've noticed that doesn't matter, you know, go to events. If your closest friends are not aligned with your mission, try to go. I mean, at this point in time, you may want to join Facebook groups, or try to maybe talk to people that are really ready to help you level up. And then 2, what type of content you consume every day. Like, the first thing that you do in the morning, starting with whatever the podcast you're listening, whatever videos you consume, instead of maybe watching a movie, you know, listen to motivational content. Go and watch, you know, Evan's channel, because he puts out a lot of motivational content that can help you shape the way that you look at things. So yeah, I strongly believe that can help you deal with the struggle and also deal with the emotion, because, you know, doing the things that you love and surrounding yourself with people that you like, it's a winning combination.
What was the question? How do I overcome 15 years of suffering?
how to deal with emotion and how to deal with 15 years of struggle.
Okay, so whatever the emotion is that you want to have, you need to create an environment and a routine around it, right? So my channel is all designed around believe. I want to feel more believe myself. As much as I have a lot of it, I still need more of it. And so I've created that for myself. The office that I'm in, the pictures behind me, all of it has been all designed around belief. If I was around people who are anti-belief, it'd be really a lot harder. So thinking about your physical environment and the routines that you do daily, what's the emotion? So you know the emotion you don't want. What's the opposite? What's the emotion that you do want? And then surround yourself with the people and the physical environment and routines and habits that allow you to actually create that thing.
Love it. Guys, should I self-brand my name with my name or invent a name? I'm Janina Maria Orhan, so she's Romanian, I think, which I don't like. Could you find me a stage name for...
Wait, you don't like that she's Romanian?
No. Which
she doesn't like her name.
No, yeah, she said, which I don't like. She said she doesn't like her name.
I thought you were saying that. Like, it's not that bad a name. Okay.
Yeah, no. My bad. I didn't. So I'm going to read it again. I'm Janina Maria Orhan, which I don't like. Could you find me a stage name for psychology? And the question was, should she self-brand herself? I guess I think about this thing the same way that I think of a logo. The logo means nothing until you make something out of it. Like Apple was nothing before what it is now, right? Like at first it was nothing. Like it was just Apple the word, right? Now, if you mention the brand Apple, it's a, it's this huge brand. It's the same thing, in my opinion, about your personal name. Nobody would really pay attention that much, I think. What I do, and I've noticed a lot of times in a lot of different cases, when we, and this is from a technical standpoint, when we run ads from a business page versus when we run it from a personal brand page with your name versus, a name of a business like Psychology, LLC, whatever, it's a big difference in the way that people respond to it. When you run it from a personal page, from a personal brand name, it's almost, people don't even realize it's an ad that goes to an offer. It just seems like a natural video or a piece of content that you just put out. So in my opinion, don't worry too much about you not liking it. It's the audience that kind of decides, and nobody will actually pay attention too much in terms of if the name is the right name for that. It's just, how do you make a name for yourself? How do you build more authority and credibility around that? So it's around your personal expertise instead of just the name itself. I don't think it'll hurt you at all.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, to the Apple story, most of the reason why Apple was called Apple was because Steve Jobs used to work at Atari, and he wanted a company that came first in a phone book against Atari. Right? So Apple is ahead in the yellow pages, right? Like that's how old
it all started.
Yeah, I mean, crazy, right? That's how it's crazy. So maybe not the smartest reason, but then they stuck with it. So I think to Marion's point, people resonate with a person much more than they do a logo, right? So a face almost always does better. I wouldn't even worry about people having a hard time pronouncing your name or anything. I think of, was it Xerox? I think it's Xerox, where the founder wanted a name so difficult to remember or so difficult to pronounce that once you remember it, you never forget it. Like Xerox is such a crazy name, but once you remember it, you don't forget it anymore. So whether you want to do that, whether you want to do, Gary V, right? It's like a play on your actual name, a version of it. Or maybe you just hate your name and you don't want to be called that anymore. You call yourself something totally different. Prince became a symbol. Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Jay-Z. Like there's models for all of it. I think the biggest thing is just not overthinking it. The name is what you make it, to Marion's point, and don't let anything get in the way of the momentum of you actually just getting out there and creating.
Sweet. I want to start making content now, but I'm quarantined. Oh, now that I'm quarantined, but I don't know how to add my handle or my contents and how to edit it. Can you recommend what's the app people use to make their content? I guess the app that people use to make their videos. Well, you can easily just use your phone and then camera and then record. I have an app that I use. It's called InShot. You can resize videos on your phone with, if you record it vertical and you want to make it for Instagram to be square, you literally just upload it to InShot. You hit the canvas for Instagram and boom, in like 3 seconds. It's a free app. It'll resize all your videos. You can cut it. You can add music to it. You can add songs, whatever. You can add even effects and text on it. It's completely free, and it's called InShot. And you can, right, like you do it on your phone, and then you just publish it on Instagram, whatever, any platform that you want.
We lost, Marion.
Damn.
It's not good, dude. It is not good. We lost. Anyway,
Same
all right.
score as last
I know,
time.
1 and 2. This is not a good record. This is not a good record, Marion.
But like, what's going on? We have to understand. Are you too focused on the questions?
Not having my champion hurts because I'm definitely not as skilled on Queen as I am on Timo.
I've never played, so I don't know exactly.
Yeah, so now I've won 2 and I've lost 2 and it's best of 5. So I have one more game that if I win, I'm through, and if I lose, I'm not. So this is high stakes now. The next game.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
It's okay. I wouldn't even worry so much about the app so much, unless you want to. Like unless you love it and you want to learn it and you want to get better at it. I would just make videos. I'll just make content. Like you can look at InShot, you can look at Canva, you can do a little bit of research. But again, just like the question about the name, don't let the app be the reason why you're not making content. Take out your phone, press record, say something, and publish. Because that's going to be, if you want to learn how to be an editor, then great, that's a skill to learn. If you don't want to learn how to be an editor, then focus on the skill that you need to learn, which is being a better communicator. And so it's better for you to practice making more videos, talking to the camera and posting, than it is for you to spend 3 hours editing when you never want to be an editor. So I would just start. Just start.
Kimberly says, we love you, Evan, from Sarasota.
Sarasota, awesome. Thank you for the love. We were supposed to be closer there on our tour, but didn't happen. And we're supposed to be on our way to, imagine if I had my tour, man, it'd be all over. Like we couldn't even get home. They'd close the border. I'd be stuck in Boston or something.
Well, that wouldn't probably be that bad.
I know a guy in the area. We'd just be funnel hacking for 3 weeks.
For a couple weeks.
Exactly. Cool. All right, well, that's it. We lost. So 1 and 2 on the day. Marion, people want to find out more about you and all the stuff you're doing. Where are they going?
So I have a quick blueprint. They can go and check it out. It's highendclientacquisition.com, or they can just check out my podcast. It's the same thing, High End Client Acquisition.
And get ready for the book. You're already collecting emails for the book, right?
Yep. It's right there in the blueprint.
Is it? Getting my book coming soon. Momentum.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm excited. Is it actually going to be an actual book or just an ebook?
No, both.
Okay, good. I need a copy.
Both.
Is it CreateSpace? How are you making it? Kindle publishing?
I have somebody that's helping me, but I think it's within the Amazon thing.
It makes a difference. Like ebooks are great, but a physical, even if just for promo, it's just fun to have it in our hands. Because if I have it in my hand, I can take a picture and go like this, where it's hard on an ebook because your phone is the picture taking thing. So then you need another phone to take a picture with the anyway. So
I took your model probably like, I don't know, 3 months ago. I went and just printed the cover and I put it on a different book just so I could see it. That gave me some different motivation.
So helpful, dude. It's so helpful. I mean, I had no choice. They didn't give me galley copies in time. So that's what we did for when I went to Puerto Rico. Anyway, go check it out. Marion, appreciate the love, man. We'll see you soon. Are we talking
next
on the
week.
podcast? Are we doing our podcast soon? Like the road to 10 million? I don't know.
No,
We'll
I think
figure it
it's
out.
2 weeks,
We'll figure it
2
out.
weeks from now or something like
Okay.
that.
See you next week. Appreciate the love, man.
Much love. We'll see you here.